Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, viewers. In today's lesson, we are going to be looking at how to join 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 letter words of Arabic letters to form Arabic words. So, without wasting much of our time, let's begin the lesson. So as you can see in today's topic, we are stopping the margin of the letters at the number of seven letters, because in most cases Arabic letters, the formation of Arabic words does not surpass 7 letters in most Arabic words according to research. So we are also stopping at 7 letter words. So to begin with, we are going to start with the 2 letter words in order to form our words from the 2 letters. Before we could do that, I will quickly show you some divisions of Arabic letters which we will be making use of in today's lesson. In today's lesson, we are going to be making use of all this division of Arabic letters, starting from Alif, which we will introduce Hamza to the Alif. Also till Ya. As you can see, we have the division of Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Da, Ra, Zain, also Sin, Shin, Sod, Dod, Ta, Za, Ain, division of Goin, Fa, Qaf, Kaf, up to Mim, Noon, then Ha. As you can see, it is divided into different parts when it appears in Arabic words. So we are also going to be introducing the round Ta in this case, which we are going to be making use of, and the Waw, letter Waw, then the last letter Ya. These are the parts of each Arabic letters that we'll be making use of in joining the letters together, as we said earlier in this video. So without wasting time, let's begin with the first example. From the first example, we have Daal and Sin. In order to join Daal and Sin together, we told us in the previous lesson that whenever the letter from the disjoint letters preceded the letters from the joint letters, they will not be joined together. So it means for the first example here, the expression or the letters will be rewritten the way they were, which is Daal, then Sin, and that is all for that. The second one, we have the Sword and the Wa. So in this case, the joint letters preceded the disjoint letters. So to join this, we also make use of what we have shown us earlier here. So in order to do this, we are going to consider the sword, the division of sword and wa. So here is the sword. Here is the sword, as you can see, the whole, the beginning, the middle, and the end of the word. When it appears at the end of the word. We also said we are making use of wa. So from the division, we have the wa when it stands alone, when it begins the word, at the middle of the word, and at the end of the word. So we can see they are both the same for when it stands alone and begins the word, while they are both the same when it's in the middle and at the end. So to do this, we make use of the first letter, which is the sword. So we said they will be joined together, and we consider sword here to be what? To be the beginning of the word. So the beginning, and we consider the wow to be the end. So in order to join this, we look at the sword that begins the word, which is this very one. So we'll make use of this for the first part. So we have that. So in order to join the wa also, we consider the one that could be joined with it. So to join that, we choose from the middle or the end of the word wow. So we have this also. Then we can attach them together like that. So that has been joined for you. So the next example are also disjoint letter appearing together. So when they appear together, they will not be joined together. They will be rewritten the way they were. So we have the raw and we have the wow, and that is all for that. The next one is jim from the joint letters and the ha from the joint letters. So which means both can be joined together. So in order to join this, we consider the jim to be the beginning and we consider the ha to be the end. So we look for the jim of the beginning of the word and the ha of the end of the word, since they can both be joined together. So we go to the jim, which is this whole jim, the jim of the beginning of the word, of the middle of the word, then of the end of the word. So since the jim begin the first, then we choose jim that begins the word. So we have this. Then to join the ha, we also have the division of ha. So here we have the ha that stands alone, the ha that begins the word, the middle of the word. Also the middle is another shape type of it when you are writing it at the middle. So when it appears at the end is this case, and this case is when it's going to join the letter that is preceding it, why it is appearing at the end. This also is a shape of ha that is appearing at the end when the letter preceding it is not going to be joined with it. So because this will be joined with the jim, then we choose this very one. So we then have ha, then we attach it together, and that's all. So the next example is daal, daal, and ra. They are all from disjoint letter, but all are 3-letter words, so they will be rewritten like that. daal, zal, and ra, and that's all. So the next one we have ta from the joint letters preceding this joint, then this joint preceding the joint letter also. So whenever it comes before the disjoint, then they will be joined. And whenever the disjoint is preceding any joint letter, they will not be joined together. It means this one will be joined with this, and this will not be joined with this. So listen very carefully and see how we are going to join this together. So we consider this joining what? The wa. So we take ta, letter ta of the beginning of the word, which is letter ta of the beginning of the word. Then we have ta, that is that. It's why joining it with the wow, which is this. So we either take the one at the middle or at the end. So we then have wow at the middle or the end. So since the lam is not going to join with the wow, then we will write it alone. So we choose the lam that stands alone. We choose the lam that stands alone. And the lam that stands alone is the way it is, which is that. Okay, and that's as we join the way you see it. Okay, the next one is to join kaf, mim, and sin, which are all from joint letters. So since they are all going to be joined together, so we consider the kaf to be the beginning, then the mim to be the middle, and the sin to be the end. So we go and look for the kaf of the beginning of the word, which indicates this kaf of the beginning of the word. Then we have kaf of the beginning of the word. Okay, the next one is to join it with mim. So and the mim appears in the middle. So we look for mim that appears in the middle, which is this. Then we have mim that appears in the middle. Okay, we can then join it with the kaf. So we are left with sin, which appears at the end. So we look for sin at the end of the word, which is then this very one. So we now use that here, sin at the end of the word, and we then attach it, and that is it. So the next one is 4-letter words here: mim, ha, nun, and sin. So we have it that they will all be joined together because they are all both from what? Joint letters. We consider the mim at the beginning of the word, the ha at the middle of the word, then the nun at the middle of the word as well, and also the sin at the end of the word. So when they appear 4 letters, we consider the both letters in the middle as the middle of the word. Okay, so we start with mim, then ha at the middle of the words. As you can see, these are our various type of ha. We can either write this or this at the middle of the word. Okay, then we have the nun, which is this, nun at the middle of the word. Okay, this is it. So we then have nun. Then the last is the sin at the end of the word. Then we can now attach all these together to form the words, Arabic words. Okay, the next one is ya, alif, sod, and lam. So we have that alif, ya preceded alif from the disjoint. So ya will be joined with the alif, while the alif preceded the sod from the joint letters. Then the alif will not be joined with the sod, while the sod also come before the lam. which is also from which is also from the joint letters. Then the sword will be joined with the lam. So we then have ya at the beginning of the word, then alif in this case is in the middle. So we then choose this alif. Since it is going to be joined with the ya, then we can then choose this shape of alif. But this time around, with what we have here, without the hamza on it. So we then have this, okay, and then join that together. So remain the sword. The sword is not joining with the alif. So we have sword. So because the sword is not joining with the alif, but it will be joined with the lam. So we look for the sword that begins the word. We should be very careful here, not because the sword appears at the middle, then we will now choose the sword at the middle of the word. We will consider how they follow each other in joining them. So as we said, as they precede each other, we determine the way we are going to join them. So since the sword preceded the alif preceded the sword, that will not be joined with the sword. Then the sword preceded the lamb, then it will be joined with the lamb because they are both from the same group. So then we take the sword at the beginning of the word. The sword at the beginning of the word. So this very one is what we are going to use, not this one, but this. So we then have the lamb, which is also going to appear at the end of the word. So the lamb at the end of the word will be shaped in this way. So we then have this. Okay, we then have this.